Most people believe that learning stops the moment they leave school or graduate from college. But the reality is completely different. In fact, that is often the point where true education begins. The world has changed, and the rules have changed with it. Today, success is no longer determined by the number of degrees hanging on your wall. What matters now are your skills, your ability to think critically, and your capacity to take action. The people getting ahead are not always the ones with the highest qualifications. More often, they are the ones who have mastered the art of teaching themselves. They know how to learn any skill, understand any subject, and solve any problem without waiting for permission, without relying on a teacher, and without sitting inside a classroom. In this video, I'm going to show you how to become dangerously self-educated. Not through empty motivation or feel-good advice, but through a practical system that you can start using immediately. Before we go further, let's define what being dangerously self-educated actually means. It does not mean rejecting school, college, or formal education. It does not mean degrees have no value. What it really means is that you never depend entirely on someone else for your growth. You develop the ability to learn anything on your own. Whether it's a new skill, a complex topic, or an entirely different field, you know how to start from zero and build expertise step by step. That ability is incredibly powerful because it removes limitations. You are no longer waiting for a curriculum to tell you what comes next. You create your own path and take full control of your learning journey. One of the biggest mistakes people make today is confusing consumption with education. Every day, countless hours disappear into endless scrolling, random videos, and entertainment that adds little value to their future. Self-educated people operate differently. They do not consume information mindlessly. They choose carefully what deserves their attention. Before watching, reading, or listening to anything, they ask themselves one simple question. Is this helping me grow, or is it simply keeping me occupied? That single question can completely transform the way you spend your time. Once you become intentional about what you consume, your hours begin working for your future, instead of slipping away unnoticed. If you truly want to become self-educated, you need something most people never create: a personal curriculum. Not a curriculum designed by a school, university, or society. One designed specifically for you. Start by asking yourself what skill you want to master, what problem you want to solve, or what you want to become exceptionally good at within the next 6 months. Once you have your answer, break it into smaller parts. For example, if your goal is to learn video editing, don't leave it as a vague objective. Divide it into specific areas such as understanding editing software, mastering cuts and transitions, improving pacing, learning storytelling techniques, and completing practical projects. Suddenly, what once felt overwhelming becomes a clear roadmap. Confusion disappears because you now know exactly what to focus on next. When it comes to learning effectively, there are 3 essential sources you should rely on. The first is books. Books provide depth, strong foundations, and insights that often take years to acquire through experience alone. The second is courses and long-form educational content. These give structure, guidance, and shortcuts that can significantly speed up your progress. The third, and most important source, is real-world practice. Knowledge without action has very little value. Many people spend their time watching tutorials and collecting information, but never put that information to use. Self-educated individuals understand that true learning happens through doing. They move beyond consuming and step into creating. Another critical distinction is the difference between passive learning and active learning. Passive learners watch content and move on. Active learners engage with what they learn. They ask questions, challenge ideas, take notes, and test their understanding. One of the most effective methods for active learning is the Feynman technique. After learning a concept, try explaining it using simple language as if you were teaching it to a 10-year-old child. If you struggle to explain it clearly, that is a sign you do not fully understand it yet. The moment you identify those gaps is the moment deeper learning begins. In today's world, mastering a single skill is rarely enough. The real advantage comes from building a skill stack. Instead of becoming good at only one thing, combine multiple valuable skills together. Imagine someone who understands writing, AI tools, marketing, design, communication, and editing. Or someone who combines public speaking, storytelling, confidence, and leadership. Individually, each skill may seem ordinary, but when combined, they create a unique and highly valuable person who stands out from the crowd. This combination of abilities is often what separates average performers from exceptional ones. One reason many people never reach that level is because they keep waiting until they feel ready. They learn, then wait. They study more, then wait again. The cycle continues endlessly. Self-educated people take a different approach. They create while they learn. They start projects before they feel fully prepared. They write articles, make videos, build websites, launch ideas, or create anything that allows them to apply their knowledge. Creation forces clarity. It exposes weaknesses, strengthens understanding, and accelerates growth in ways that passive learning never can. You never truly understand something until you put it into practice. To make self-education sustainable, you need a daily learning system. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you feel inspired, and other days you do not. Systems, however, keep you moving forward regardless of how you feel. Even 30 to 60 minutes a day can produce incredible results when done consistently. The key is simple. Never miss twice. Missing one day is a mistake. Missing 2 days starts a pattern. Consistency always beats intensity, because small efforts repeated daily eventually compound into expertise. Over time, those small sessions of focused learning can completely transform your skills and your opportunities. At the same time, you must avoid the traps that keep people stuck for years. The first trap is tutorial addiction, constantly watching but rarely doing. The second is knowledge hoarding, endlessly collecting books, courses, and information without applying any of it. The third is overplanning, spending so much time preparing that execution never happens. If you can avoid these 3 mistakes, you will already be ahead of the majority of people trying to improve themselves. To make everything simple, here is a practical self-education blueprint. Every day, spend 30 minutes learning and 30 minutes practicing. Every week, complete one small project that applies what you have learned. Every month, review your progress, identify weaknesses, and adjust your learning path accordingly. This system is simple, structured, and easy to repeat. Most importantly, it works because it focuses on action instead of endless preparation. The future belongs to people who can adapt quickly, learn continuously, and execute effectively. It will not necessarily belong to those with the most degrees or the longest resumes. It will belong to those who can teach themselves whatever they need to know when the situation demands it. When you develop that ability, there is almost no limit to what you can achieve. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for another course, another teacher, or another opportunity. Start today. Choose one skill, commit to learning it, and begin building the habit of self-education. Because the moment you learn how to teach yourself anything, you become a person who can accomplish almost everything. And remember, the biggest difference between successful people and everyone else is not talent, luck, or even intelligence. It's their ability to keep learning when nobody is forcing them to. Every skill you admire, every achievement you respect, and every opportunity you want starts with a decision to learn and take action. So don't let this video become just another piece of content you consume and forget. Choose one skill, make a plan, and take your first step today. I'd love to know what skill you're going to start learning, so let me know in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more content on learning, productivity, self-improvement, and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and remember, the moment you take responsibility for your own education is the moment you take control of your future. I'll see you in the next video.